somewhere Neil Stephenson's like, man, I was trying to make a fun story. Snow Crash was an idea, not a blueprint. Now I feel responsible.
Damn it. Welcome to String and Tell, where artists get to talk about their actual interests while we make as many friendship bracelets as we can in 20 minutes. Then, at the end of the show, you can own one of these bracelets created by my guest here today by visiting the link in the description below. And as always, 100% of the sales are donated to a nonprofit organization of my guest choice. I'm your host, Tawny Platis, and I'm joined here today by voice actor and dungeon master, Matt Mercer. You may recognize his voice from numerous TV series and video games like Fallout, Attack on Titan, Naruto, Sakamoto Days, Overwatch, Resident Evil, Dragon Age, and many, many, many more. He's also frequently the game master on Critical Role and has been featured as a player on Dimension 20. And today we're donating 100% of all bracelet sales to the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center.
I finally chose my charm, by the way. I had to go with the Haribo gummy bears.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
Partially because I just love gummy bears. And the phrase has become our response when something's really, really bad. We go, that was horrible.
Horrible.
They're so horrible.
Horrible. Do you have kids?
I do not have kids.
You don't have kids. Okay. I was going to say that sounds like something that you would pick up with like a little kid, right?
You would think. I just hang out with a lot of adults with Arrested Development. More or less.
So you were doing like the traditional voice acting where you like had to go in, audition, like send out your demo,
like a demo on CDs.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm in the very end of that. Like, okay. Thankfully, things went more digital around that same time, which made it a lot more affordable.
Yeah.
But still, like driving across the town, hour and 20 minutes to go from like the deep valley to the west side to sit in a room to get sides with a bunch of other people and hear other auditions throughout the door and be like, oh man, that's really good. Dang it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make this happen.
Or like the worst, like, oh God, they know each other already.
Yeah, exactly. Or you go in to sign in and you recognize other names of people that already have a far established career and you're like, well, I wasted an hour drive, but okay.
Maybe they'll think about me for the next project.
Exactly.
What did you first start doing? Were you like in anime pretty quick or did you do video game or commercial?
And actually, initially it was anime, like bit parts, background Walla, Soldier Number 3, guy with cell phone, one-liners. And I was just excited to be involved. Like I grew up a kid watching cartoons and playing video games. And it was just the cool concept of making $50 an hour, being nameless characters in the background was a neat opportunity. Mm-hmm. So it was just kind of like, I'd get a gig once every 6 to 12 months and it was enough to kind of whet my appetite. And that was enough. It was enough for a while.
Yeah, definitely. That's the dream for quite a bit. I feel like when you're just starting out is like having that like, oh, I book every once in a while and it's like, it's amazing and it's so exciting.
Something to fill out the day job and a lot of creative day jobs to make the flexibility work so you can be available for those things.
Totally. What kind of day job were you doing?
Oh boy. For a number of years I worked in quality assurance in the video game industry.
Oh no.
Which is like playing, people are like, oh, you get to play video games all day. That's awesome. And then you're like, well, I get to play, Land Before Time, Great Valley Racing Adventure for the PlayStation for 9 months, 12 hours a day plus. So it's not the glamorous lifestyle you expect it to be, but also a very important part of game development and kind of worked up in the industry from there from a more production standpoint. And then was like, I want to try this acting thing, which then led to working as a barista at a Barnes & Noble cafe for a long time and doing temp work at a temp agency and jumping from warehouse to warehouse, working under some of the most unique personalities I've ever worked with. That is great inspiration for character archetypes and personalities.
I feel like those always come from life, right?
Oh yeah.
Like people will talk about like the character inspiration for stuff and I'm like, I don't think I've ever had anybody who is not based on somebody I knew.
Yeah, that's valid. What's the most interesting job you've had when it came to like people watching or interactions?
Oh, retail by far.
Oh yeah.
Retail. Have you worked like retail?
I worked retail. I've worked food service, which is they're kind of two different sides of a similar coin of seeing the strangest sides of humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I always joke about too. I'm like, I can do what I'm doing right now, or I can do retail. So I really need to make what I'm doing right now work because I'm not going back to retail.
My goodness. Yeah. I don't miss aspects of it. I did love the ability to meet new people. I loved being able to go on a break. Specifically in a Barnes & Noble, like my breaks were just going to the graphic novel section and just sitting and reading for 15 minutes or for a lunch break. But I don't miss the worst of people demanding the smallest of shifts to something or forgetting that they ordered something specifically, and then you have to lean into the customer is always right, even though you know they were wrong. And food service definitely teaches you patience.
It does. It does. And I feel like gratitude, because like any job I've ever done after working in retail, I'm like, that's not that bad. Like I never have a bad day anymore.
Absolutely. Like there are many reasons why things don't go the way you think they would, and people are doing their best and you don't know what's going on in their life that day. Just having a moment of patience and just letting it roll off your back. And get more frustrated when I see people that lack that sort of that cognitive empathy, you know?
Sure. Do you feel like that's something that you notice quite a bit then? Is like that lack of cognitive empathy?
I do. It doesn't take a lot of effort to be at least cognizant that everyone's probably going through their own stressful, rough time, you know? Yeah. There's that word that was coined in the past few decades, sonder, which I adore. A word that gives a title to the concept of like being aware of other people's, you know, lives, their stories, their complications in each individual person's existence you come across. And that awareness just makes it that much easier to be open and patient with everybody else you come across, and appreciative for the good moments, patient with the bad moments. And I don't know, for me, it's helped kind of codify a way of describing that openness of empathy.
Yeah, which I feel like is something that is so important to keep in mind right now, because everybody is so overwhelmed and stressed, and it's so easy to get to that point of lacking empathy because everyone is feeling so intensely right now. I know like it's hard for me a lot of times to like stay focused on like the fun part of my job, because my job is so fun. Our job is so fun. Yeah. And like it's chaos right now, right?
It's a lot. You know, it's very easy, especially in our field, to feel at times when so much of the world around us is on fire, to be like, what am I even doing? How am I enacting positive change in a world that needs it more than anything? And it can feel that way in a lot of spaces. It's where it's important, for me at least, and what helps us to take stock in the stories that we get to be a part of telling. That engine of inspiration is what gives people solace in hard times, and can help give people inspiration to find the small ways in which they can enact that change in their day-to-day life, whether it be on a personal scale, on a political scale. And hearing those stories from fans and people in the community that are touched by the things that we get to interface with, that helps me feel like, okay, there is still purpose to what on paper looks like a very frivolous career in the face of a lot of like social challenge. But also don't sniff your farts too much in that regard of being like, this is so important and what I do is life-changing, you know? It's just finding that middle ground of not being caught in the existential spiral of, I'm not doing anything, you know, that sort of a vibe.
Because it's easy to do.
Oh yeah.
Because we get to play and we're having fun so much. And I feel like, especially with our kind of jobs, to be able to make a living doing that, it's so privileged, and I'm so grateful for it and fortunate. But I'm like, should I just like go to medical school? Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, should I just quit this and like go to medical school and like get on the ground, like start helping people? Like, this is silly.
It's a very easy thing. And if anything, it's even further cemented my appreciation for people who spend years going into disciplines that are directly affecting people's lives. Like, I mean, many friends who go into the medical field, many people who go into ecological development fields, people go into social aid, you know, in no way, shape, or form would I ever consider my career, our career, anywhere near what they do. But then I meet people, and I'm sure you've had experiences too, that are in these fields who then are grateful for what we do for giving them a way to kind of find some escapism or see themselves in another story that helps their daily stresses kind of unwind. And that kind of is that virtuous cycle of like happy to be a thing that gives you joy when what you do as a living brings joy to so many other people. And one day, maybe myself, you know?
Yeah, totally.
It's an important perspective to maintain in an industry that is inherently silly.
Yes, exactly. By definition.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, it is really symbiotic, isn't it? Like we all kind of need each other.
Very much so.
In that way.
I think like storytelling in all of its forms, like I've been on this soapbox many times, but it's one of the most basic primal human experiences. It's how you share perspectives. It's how you, fables are the means of instilling a sense of morality and justice culturally. It's how, religions classically have kept community. It's mythology in its own right is just storytelling to impart a sense of collective communal ethos to better how we work and live together. Storytelling just evolves in different ways and different delivery methods and such, and whether that be through tabletop gaming, which has been a big point of inspiration for me, through video games and cartoons and comics and every other way that stories are told, it only gets more and more important for people to have a point of perspective to express themselves and their, lived journey. And for us to be the instrument to tell it is kind of a really, really cool joy. Did I mess this up? No.
That looks great.
Looks okay,
I think. I really like it a lot. I love the color scheme that you have going on there. The theme, like the snacks and the video game.
The theme is very much like how I spend my downtime. Gummy bears and video games. I think it's on brand.
That's really pretty though. I really like it a lot. It's cool.
It's very like goth Lolita Tim Burton coded in a unique way.
Yeah, no, I like it.
You gotta catch up to your second one.
Oh no, I'm just starting. You are doing great on pacing here. That is perfect.
There's so many great options here.
I was gonna say, what's the plan for the next one?
Oh, we're gonna start with a little bunny.
I love a little
I don't know why. It feels like
that's cute.
Nice diversion from the previous kind of darker nerd themes.
The dark nerd theme, I like that.
It's a good one.
I feel like that kind of is where a lot of stuff is living right now, though, too. Those like the dark nerd stuff, like that you're working on, like everything that I'm like, I'll be watching something that pops up like Matt Mercer, and I'm like, damn, like it's like everything. It's a lot. It's intense.
It's intense. I've been unabashed in my geekery, I guess you could say, my history, but like, right now, from a societal standpoint, there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of need to express stories that empower those who feel disenfranchised, those that want to try and exhibit necessary large-scale change in a world that feels oppressive. And there's now a generation of, like, let's say specifically game designers, but overall, like, just writers and creators that have been feeling that for so long. I mean, an entire Gen Z generation that has come into a space where the world that they were promised, even more so than the millennials were, is very much gone.
Yeah.
And so the stories that represent that frustration and are seeking a way to get everyone to collectively agree to how do we fix this? How do we embrace this burning hellscape and turn it around? I think just the sense of community that can come through fandom in these spaces can then turn into a space of how do we communally support each other? How do we take these concepts and these shared ideals and in small or big ways enact these in our day-to-day life? So I'm very, very happy that we get to work in spaces that are intense, but still kind of geek fandom centric.
Yeah, it's a good balance.
I think so.
Right? When those both things together. Is there a particular, I guess you'd say like IP maybe, or a particular story that you're finding a lot of that in, like yourself, that you're enjoying? Or do you get to enjoy that with how busy you are? Do you get to have any like fun
the challenge.
With phantoms or anything?
I mean, it's interesting. Because a lot of my outside of voiceover, everything with Critical Role and our ancillary partnerships and stuff like that, we're so steeped in kind of trying to create spaces for that when I do have a chance to unwind and consume media, I tend to lean towards things that are an escape from that. Like I really fell in love with Blueprints last year, Blueprints is an amazing indie video game that has more of like a mystery, like I would say procedurally generated house exploration sort of narrative. It's hard to describe in a succinct way, but it is kind of an unfolding story in exploring a house that you also choose the rooms as they generate and they reset each day. And you learn about the history of this family and this mansion that you've more or less come into from a relative who has passed, but you have to achieve a hidden room. You have to discover a hidden room in this house to even gain the ownership of the house. But then the more you seek it out, the more you begin to find the mystery. And it's such a great, meaty experience that is very, you think light on the story, but the more you get into it, I mean, actually this does play into it a little bit. You're right at the get-go. Even this, like, this isn't like your typical, energizing narrative. It also has an unfolding familial history behind this house that ties into historical analogies for oppression. Okay. People rising against tyrannical governments, people trying to, the sacrifices that people have made in the past to get us where we are today. And then what do we do to make those changes when things begin to revert? It's, okay, yeah. So a lot of media, I guess, still kind of carries those themes. Yeah. That's where my head is, very much so.
Even when you're trying to escape it, you can't.
It's true, but I'd rather have my mind on it
than
otherwise.
That sounds like House of Leaves, though. Is that what it's?
In a more, actually, it does have some very House of Leaves-esque aspects to it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
A lot less terrifying.
Sure.
Though it's a gentler, more of like a fun puzzle mystery game with hidden story, whereas House of Leaves, by the way, one of my favorite books of all time.
It's one of those ones that I try to reread like every couple years or so. I'm like, what am I going to find this time? What did I miss? How am I going to understand this differently now that I'm older and like my experiences and everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like every few years you hear somebody else has gotten an option to make a film off it. I'm like, how? It's so specific to the reading, like the book medium for the experience. You couldn't recreate that, and you shouldn't try. But anyway, more people need to read that book.
No, I think everybody should read that book. It needs to be required reading. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think it's possible. The same thing. I hear people all the time where it's like they're gonna turn it into some kind of film or series or something. I cannot comprehend how that would be visually done. You have to read the book.
Yeah, I can't either. Ooh, I'm gonna make this like the bunny from Monty Python and just go with a continuously bloody and white vibe here, just to make it continuously weird. I have a problem. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move.
Are you very into horror then? If you're really into House of Leaves?
I am, and I love genre in general. Mm-hmm. I love horror, but I love horror that's done well. I'm not a big fan of like the Hostels, the horror, the torture porn. I like. Alien was one of the. I watched Alien way too young. I was maybe 7.
That's so young to see Alien.
I loved it though.
It didn't okay, it did scare you.
Oh yeah, well, like in the way that it's intended to, but like I still loved it, and so I've been a fan of horror since I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about atmosphere. Yeah. It's about telling the story through pace and tension and music. I think my favorite genre of horror that is not done that well often is occult horror.
Oh, a good cult. Like occult or cult?
Both, but like occult horror.
Occult.
I would say like, for instance, Hereditary.
I was going to say Hereditary. I was hoping that's where you were going. That is what I feel. I'm so upset that so many people, I feel like, thought it was boring because I thought it was one of the scariest movies I'd ever seen.
Same.
I adore it.
Same.
Right?
But I think it also it's just not everyone's cup of tea when it's going for a very specific vibe, and people don't know what to expect going into it. Mm-hmm. It can, even the greatest thing, if the expectations are different, you can be given the most delicious sandwich in the world, but if you were expecting something sweet and instead get something sour, it'll
throw you off.
It'll throw you off, and you can't really appreciate it for what it is. And I'm sure some people have that experience, but I'm with you on that. I think the pacing of it, the slow, subtle unveiling of the world building, the use of framing and like static image and letting you kind of uncover the subtleties in the background and the moment of going, oh, I didn't even, like, oh God, it's a good movie.
Yes, that's the same kind of thing where it's like you have to watch it a couple of times.
Absolutely.
To keep catching those things. The way they build atmosphere too, so subtly with it. It was brilliant.
So that type of like occult horror, I like where it brings in sort of like, dark magical narratives in a normal space where where that kind of unveiling of the mystical, like dark, demonic sort of and say Exorcist, of course, is a classic kind of occult horror that kind of is like one of the standouts. Yeah. So that sort of genre, I find I love when it's done right. Mm-hmm. And that would be kind of ancillary to cosmic horror, which is often also not done very well. Sure. But when it's done well, it's phenomenal. The recent Color Out of Space with Nick Cage that came out a few years ago was actually pretty dang good.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch it then. I trust you.
It's pretty great. And there's one film that kind of got buried by the pandemic that is one of my other favorite horror films in recent years called The Empty Man. It came out in theaters the summer of 2020. Okay. So nobody saw it. And it has a cast of very talented but not very well-known performers, and some stand out since then that have kind of gone on in other projects. And it's also like 2.5, almost 3 hours long. Oh, okay. It changes genre multiple times. The film, if you go in with low expectations, it is a very surprising film, and I think is a phenomenal cosmic horror in a way that you don't expect it to be. Mm-hmm. But I've watched that film like 5 or 6 times now.
Really? The Empty Man. To check that one out.
I loved it. And, your mileage may vary, but sure. I found it was very much in my bailiwick, my place of preference.
Do you enjoy any of those kind of like because I feel like cyberpunk is often horror, because I feel like we're also, if not in it, right on the precipice of living in cyberpunk. But like Blade Runner, even Her, those were really horrifying movies to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just because of the nature of artificial intelligence and kind of where we are now. Like, I'm curious if we're going to see a lot more horror movies like that.
Honestly, it would not surprise me. Yeah, this whole concept of transhumanism through technology that is being not just, extolled, but being sold by the big biotech market. It's a terrifying idea that we're designing nature out of our existence. Mm-hmm. Like the human nature of thinking for yourself by training an entire generation of people to ask a device that you pay for your opinion and knowledge on things is terrifying. Like here's the thing. The term AI is such a misnomer in so many ways, because tools that are designed to run in a way that facilitates efficiency in human work have existed for many, many years that are technically AI. And the advancement of that sort of tool in medicine, in file organization, when it's done as a way to supplement the human workflow in a way many people have been saying for years, oh, it's supposed to make your life easier. And it's like, of course, yeah, that would be wonderful. When it comes to generative AI, when it comes to trying to replace the human creative spirit, when just a way to eliminate people's jobs as opposed to making their lives easier, that's kind of the true grift of where we're coming into right now on it. And so I think all of those themes are becoming more and more real, in which case the dystopian cyberpunk experience is become more prophetic than just a genre story. Somewhere Neil Stephenson's like, oh man, I was trying to make up fun stories. Now I feel responsible.
Damn it.
Snow Crash was an idea, not a blueprint.
You don't think because I had wondered about that. Like, if a lot of those sci-fi writers, like, was it Philip K. Dick? Was it not prophetic?
I think it was. I think the hope was it was prophetic in a cautionary tale sort of way. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the wrong kind of people read those books as kids and then grew up to become the leaders of the tech world, going, I want to be that, and missed the concept of what the actual purpose of the story was.
It's not supposed to be aspirational.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. And so here we are now. And at the very least, I have a lot of opinions on this subject.
No, please. Like, this is all I want to talk about. So as long as you're comfortable talking
I'm comfortable.
it.
I'm comfortable.
By all means.
I think the concept of AI tools used to facilitate the betterment of the human productive pipeline, and not a way to replace it, but to make our lives easier, to make a 10 to 12 hour workday an 8 hour workday consistently, that to me sounds great.
Right.
That would be a tool that in the hands of ethical development, I could get behind. And in some places, that is what people are doing. Unfortunately, it doesn't make the most money. And we live in a post-capitalistic hellscape in which the people that are making those decisions and that are in charge instead are more interested in how much money can we make immediately, get our bag and get out. And that ends up, these tools end up being completely misaligned, and instead their entire focus becomes how do we replace, human hands? How do we make the people that already make the vast majority of money that much more money, and how do we impose everyone else into a driven state of worldwide poverty and indentured servitude to the handful at the top? I'm a little frustrated with the state of it's gone. Yeah, and this all includes my deep perspective on generative AI replacing art, replacing creativity. It never had an opportunity to find its space in the ethical human ethos before it was already packaged and sold to us as a way to empower the layman to be an artist at the cost of consuming all the artist's work and finding a way to get rid of them. And I hate that. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a little scone looking, or is that a bunch of oranges?
I think it's some kind of baked good. I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to say it is a very colorful black hole that represents a little part of my soul right now, but at least it's pretty.
As we're hurtling into the dystopian AI. I mean, kind of what you said too about like the ethical part of it. I think it has quite the environmental impact too.
That's the thing. The tools, if they were done ethically, in theory, would be on a much smaller scale and would be done in a way that would not have the environmental impact.
Right.
But the race towards profitability means corners are constantly cut. The time to study and how to best implement it without having environmental impact is ignored and bypassed. I don't think it can be done ethically with society and business as it sits in our country and kind of in a worldwide scenario.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe societal collapse isn't the worst idea ever. Why not? Let's live through the second fall of Rome and build from the ashes. Me and my wife have built gardens in our yard for a reason.
Yeah, you're gardening, right?
Yes.
I could keep talking about this, but if you want a nice little segue, if you're tired, we can talk about gardening.
Yeah, no, gardening is a wonderful new. I mean, my wife more than I, but I've been pulled more into it as we go along. We've kind of just begun carving out some little garden spaces in our yard so that we can build our own veggies and our own little spices and just general plants, because it's a nice connection with nature. We're living our little tiny Stardew Valley life, and if push comes to shove, we can hopefully scale up to become self-sufficient.
Because of what we were just talking about.
Correct.
I was like, we can bring this right back around.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of where we are on that.
Yeah.
Have you ever done much gardening?
I love to in theory. I'm in this really weird part of my life / career that I'm like really having a hard time balancing not working. That's just, it's tough because I also love it. This is what I have been wanting to do since I was a small child. And, being able to like every single day have somebody who's like, we'd like to book you for this. We'd like to book you for this. Like, here's a thing that we can do. It's so hard to say no, but I'm also like, I feel like I should probably be doing hobbies and like other things and filling that cup up.
Yeah. Well, it's, to your point, it's tough when the opportunities are ephemeral.
Exactly.
When you have the moment to make the most of your momentum in the industry, to have people that trust your ability to continue to work with you, then you want to be present and available for that, because it's very realistic. It's not going to be forever for any of us.
Exactly.
But at the same time, having to check in with yourself and ensure that you're not preventing yourself from enjoying some of the fruits of your labor,
right,
and carving enough time to kind of reset. That's been, I feel you. I feel you a lot.
I was wondering, and I feel like this also too, just to preface this, like, this is such a privileged thing to complain about. Like, I'm so aware of that.
Absolutely.
But like, yeah, it's like, you've been working for so hard for so long and everything, and it's like, it can all go away at any moment, you know? Yeah. So it is very much like, I want to keep getting in there while the getting is good, like you were saying. So it's tough. It's tough. Do you find that you're able to balance like the hobbies with what you're doing?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
Everything is work all the time.
Everything is work all the time. Yeah, it's, once again, very, very grateful. Yes. And now to be in a position where other people's livelihood, we get to provide for. We have numerous people whose families, their health insurance, their kids' college, all these things are dependent on our ability
no pressure.
To consistently, yes, be present and be creating. And mm-hmm. that's a wonderful gift, especially in a time in which there's so much uncertainty in the world. So to be a bastion for that is incredible. It also is another layer of responsibility that makes it difficult to prioritize yourself. And so me and my wife are constantly trying to be better about carving moments for each other, carving moments for ourselves, mm-hmm. Because burnout's also a very, very real thing for everybody in all these different forms. And certainly enough, the doom scroll doesn't help with that constant kind of existential dread cloud that's pushing in on it.
Absolutely not.
So it becomes even more important to try and find moments to do something for yourself that mm-hmm. is unrelated to that experience. And that's where the gardening's been nice. Yeah. The occasional, go on, there's this app called Hip Camp where people put up, it's kind of like an Airbnb, but just for like campsites and stuff where people with like property in Central California will like have a little part of the kind of farmland out there that nobody's using, and you can just pay $30 and go camp there for a night. That's cool. And we'll just go out there and throw up a tent or, bring our little camp grill and just kind of escape for a Friday evening when we're like, we're no more work today. Yeah. We're just going to drive an hour out of the town and be amongst nature with our dog for a bit and watch the stars. And that's been a really good kind of grounding moment amongst the chaos. Yeah.
Disconnect from all the stuff.
My goodness, this almost has like feet now. I don't know what I did with this, but it's...
Oh, look at, he's cute. He's like a little...
Yep, you can almost like walk and puppeteer him.
Yeah, that's adorable. I like that one a lot. What else is on there? You got little
these
little
are
animals.
These are little dog cute Sanrio things that are like Voltroning his arms, I guess.
Yeah, he's got little arms.
I don't know why.
And that's his little shorts.
Yep.
Right there.
So, do you go camping often?
I am so opposed to it.
Really?
I'm horrified of camping.
Why?
Because I've convinced myself that I will get rabies if I go camping.
I mean, probably. No, I'm kidding. No, you're fine. I mean, it's good to be conscientious of woodland creatures that are acting dubiously. It is extremely rare.
Okay, so you have your tent. There's a particular scenario I'm very scared of.
Please express to me. I'm very curious now.
So you build your tent, you go to sleep, right? And a little bat rips through the tent, goes under the tent.
Like they want to do, yeah.
As they're one to do, as far as I know. And then they come and they find something exposed on your body, and they have that numbing agent venom stuff when they bite, so you can't feel it. Very
specific breeds do, yes.
Sure. They could be everywhere.
Non-indigenous to here.
You don't know continue. That. People are out here wild and with their breeding and transferring
That's
animals.
True. Yeah, you're right.
And then they come in and so they get you and they're just going to town and you don't even know because they have these tiny little teeth. So maybe you're just like a little bug bite or something. And then you end up having rabies and it can activate at any time and you don't know to go get the shot to prevent the rabies. And once you have the rabies and it activates, you suffer miserably because rabies is awful and you end up being scared of water and it's very scary and your brain turns to liquid and then you're dead. So that's why I can't go camping.
No, you know what? That is a valid line of logic. Look, I'm never gonna trash anybody for your specific illogical phobia. However, it is such a beautifully grounding space. As long as you don't get bitten by a bat and get rabies. So if you can find a way in the middle of there to find a friend or friends that you feel comfortable with, and have enough of those creature comforts and barriers while you're sleeping to ensure that you feel safe, I would recommend giving it a shot in that environment. I don't want you to feel pressured to either, because the point of it is to relax. And if the whole time you're going, I know they're out there. Every time you hear it, you're like,
Yes.
But I think you would enjoy it more than you'd expect.
I have been, that's the thing is I have been camping and it's gorgeous and I loved it. And then I read something about rabies at some point in my 20s and I just could never again.
So it's not a series of things that came together. This is just the one sticking
point.
One
story about rabies that just has I cannot put myself at risk for rabies in any particular way, fashion. That's the most horrific thing I could think of.
I got it.
Is rabies.
Kevlar cocoon.
Okay.
That
is
you
that
just sleep in. Well, I'm sure we can get it made. There's somebody on Etsy who could probably put it together. But yeah, you're fine as long as you sleep in an enclosed, impenetrable barrier. I'm sure we can figure something out.
It's the weirdest phobia. I read about rabies and now I'm paranoid.
That's absolutely okay. Once again, everyone has that. There are irrational fears in certain regard. I
was going to say, do you have an irrational fear?
I have never skied.
Okay.
Because there's a part of me that knows the minute I do, I'm going to die.
Right.
I have friends who are like, come up to Mammoth and we'll just snowboard or go skiing. It's cross country. I'm like, no, I will find the wrong slope and I will lose control. I'm going to hit a tree. Over. I'm going to Sunny Bono this in a second. And I'm like, but I know better.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had multitudes of opportunities and each time went, no, I know this will be it. So I'm just going to stay home. And
it's not, and now I'm wondering, because you're telling me that and I'm like, none of that's unreasonable. So I'm wondering if there's something I need to figure out. Because I'm like, yeah, I won't do that either. That's too much. There are just some things I'm like, no, that's logical. That's too risky.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're
weird little humans, right?
Yeah, all of us have our little neuroses, and that's the spice that makes life interesting and unique when we collide together and have those slight differences we get to tease each other about.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to look for a Kevlar sleeping bag. So,
I recommend it.
I'll figure it out. We'll get there. The other thing you can do too that I read about was you can actually get a rabies vaccine. So I could go camping and then afterwards, you can actually go get the treatment for rabies, just in case. Because if you think you may have had exposure to rabies, you can get the vaccine thing. So I could also do that. I could go camping and then just to be safe, go get the rabies vaccine.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's also an option.
We solved it.
That's it.
We did it.
It's just a little pricey.
It's just
insurance doesn't cover it.
Oh yeah.
It's like a $2,500 shot or something like that.
Okay,
it's
we
crazy.
did not fix it, but we have an emergency ripcord, I guess.
We do.
That we could save up for. We can collect communally and just kind of have a break glass in case of sleeping time bat incursion.
Just in case, I think maybe, if I get nervous about it. Yeah. There's that safety net there.
I'm glad you have that. There's not a lot of 90 miles an hour into a tree vaccines. They do, and that's called staying home.
Staying home.
So I've been doing that okay.
So could you go it's totally flat. There's no trees. It's completely flat because there are places in the country where they cross country ski.
I'm sure I could. But that's how I feel I don't know what it is. I may have had dreams as a kid where and it's weird. Culturally, the concept of having dreams where you die is a very human experience.
Yeah.
And the fall from a great height and then you wake up right as you impact. I never woke up at impact. I always woke up about 5 seconds after.
What happens when you hit impact though? What was the experience of the dream?
An immediate searing body-wide pain followed by a sense of weird numb euphoric lifting out of the body into a weird sort of post-death, near-death experience, sort of spirit disassociation, and then wake up. I'm I don't want to feel the pain every time. It's so weird. So
So it was like, so you had dreams where you would hit something and die and it would all go black when you were a kid?
Yeah, like we go black pain and then like kind of like soft kind of blue, white kind of light to like drift, I don't know, whatever you'd call it. You could call it like the spirit leaving the body, or you could call it like the DMT particle releasing the brain when it thinks you're about to die. Whatever the perspective is, it was that sort of like initial stage, and then I would wake up. Mm-hmm. But like I would feel the pain and I'd be like, that sucks.
Yeah. That's why you don't want to ski. Because you like have that hitting something.
It's trained in me now. Yeah. I feel like it's so odd. So maybe that's why. Maybe like I've had too many dreams like that where I'm like, I know what it feels like.
Yeah, I don't want to do that again. Yeah.
That's the thing too. I'm just not, maybe I'm not that much of a thrill seeker in that regard. Mm-hmm. Like I do love some facets. You know, I've bungee jumped before. I've done these things that are adrenaline, drive adjacent. But each time I've done them, I've been like, that was fun. I'm good.
Yes.
I'm not that archetype. Not really.
Bungee jumping is gnarly. That's the one that I'm like, I'm one and done in bungee jumping too. Yeah. I'm good. I did it. It's a sensation that I'm grateful for the perspective of how breakable and flimsy the human body is. And the fact that I survived it means I've tested the theory once. Yeah. We're good. Oh my God. I remember when we went to this place called the Bridge to Nowhere here in California, which is a few hours drive out of LA. It's this old highway that used to run through like the Central California mountains that eventually was abandoned shortly in the middle of the 20th century. And so it's just like run down, and now you have to hike like hours to get to the spot. It's this beautiful, massive bridge, this arc over this river where there's this bungee jumping spot there. And so my family and this other girl, I was like 17, 18, and we're hiking for 2 hours to get out the space. This guide is leading us there. We do the bungee jumping. I was like, cool, that's over with. It's starting to get a little dark. And the guy who was our guide just decided, all right, let's head back to where we parked, and lost us. Like full on was trailblazing and we couldn't keep up. I think my mom was like, had like an injury and to slow down. And he wasn't like, cool, we'll slow down for you. He's like, well, I gotta clock out, and just left us there. And so we had like a 2-hour hike back as the sun was starting to set. And I remember on the way back, my brother was ahead of me, and he was walking right towards a rattlesnake that was coiled up on the path. We were like, snake! And he looked down and it just lashed out at him. He jumped back and he felt it hit the bottom of his shoe. And we were still like an hour and 15 minutes away from getting to our truck. So I think that whole trip was more like the world going, don't do this again. Yeah. Like this, like lightning storm is going to come soon. Like it was very much one of those like, you need to stay away from this experience for a while. Yeah. So that also might have added to the trauma. I like to play video games inside. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's crazy. The rattlesnake though, like that's so close.
Yeah, it was very much one of those, like it happened, we moved on, and then it began to like
sink in what just happened.
Yeah, once the adrenaline kind of wore off, we were like, oh my God, how close are we to like losing you? And so very grateful that didn't happen.
Because growing up in Southern California, I feel like that's something that's very special to us, like is the respect for the rattlesnake and like, scanning and everything. Oh yeah. And like depending on what area of Southern California you live in, like in the mornings when you're putting on your shoes, you tap
them out, make sure there's nothing in there, especially babies, because they don't have control over the amount of venom, so it's even more deadly. Yeah. You learn to hike. And hiking in California is beautiful. It's one of the best things about living here, but you learn to hike with your eyes on the ground.
Yep, exactly.
Always scanning about 5 to 10 feet ahead of you at all times, just in case, because they live to lay out there in the open sun. And it's important to be informed about the dangers of nature. And snakes are great. Like, they're not going to hunt you. That's the other thing too. Like, it's just being aware. If you see one, you just move around it, respect your boundaries. He doesn't want to fight you. He just wants to continue with his day being a snake. Yeah. But it's just good to be conscientious.
Well, and especially with dogs too. You have a dog. So when you're taking your dog out, like that's what gets me, because I have a little 8-pound Chihuahua mix that looks like a Jim Henson puppet. She's not surviving
Full fizz gig, just
yes, exactly.
I love it.
The whole 9 yards.
Hell
like
yeah.
Her name is Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She's the love of my life.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, I take her out for walks, and just even living where I live, we just have canyons around. Yeah. I'm constantly scanning, and I'm like, I'll survive. I'm like, you won't. Yeah. And that's something that with dogs it's to be super, super aware.
It's a very tight leash scenario.
Very tight leash.
Unless you have a very clear view of where you're going for a bit, which most trails tend to get bushy on the sides. Tight leash, just to be sure.
Yeah. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a little corgi, a little Pembroke
you have
Welsh
a little
corgi.
baby too.
Yeah, he's 6. His name's Omar.
Omar
Little, named
so
after the character from The
Yeah.
Wire, one of the greatest characters in modern media. And he's the best. He brings so much light and life into our existence, and very, very grateful that we found each other.
Definitely. That's how I feel about Babs too.
Yeah.
She's older though. She's gonna be 13 this year. I've had her since she was 4 months old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
13.
She's
Dang.
13, and she's spry still, but on those trails just for that reason, because of everything. Like I have a little backpack I've started, a little front carrier that I put her in a lot, and she's getting older. But like she's still pretty spry.
That's slick.
Yeah, they'll last, those little dogs. So you'll have Omar forever.
Yeah, we just got one of those little backpacks.
Well, it's that chest pressure. It's the weighted blanket. Like I love having her right there. I'm just like,
The thing is,
you'll
too,
love it.
Halfway through a hike too, he starts gassing out.
Yeah.
And then I just hold him like this the rest of the way. And he's like, yeah, Dad, just carry me. His legs are flopping out. And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing, but I don't care. It's the best.
It's arm day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the end of it, it's true though. Like I forget about like how intense like carrying him for 30, 40 minutes on the final leg of the return. We go get like a cafe lunch afterward. And I go like to get some like assault and be like,
right.
You did this to me.
He's just.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. He doesn't care. And it's fine.
Cool. Well, I'll have one last thing that we'll do then. So one of the things about friendship bracelets, I don't know if you ever were much of a raver at all.
It's funny. My rave adjacent experiences came later in life. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like a little bit of some knowledge of the rave scene then. So I made this for you. This one. One of the things that is part of like rave culture and like friendship bracelets is passing them forward to people. So when you like meet somebody or just like feel like the time is right to like pass that on to somebody else, like pass it on to them and let them know to pass it on. It's kind of my little like connects all of us, together. So yeah, enjoy.
Thank you. Do I get to give you one then?
Yeah, you certainly can.
This I feel has the most personality and the most discussion around it. So I will grant upon
you so much. I love it.
The baked good Voltron.
Oh, my little character. I have to name him. I have to think of a good name.
You have time.
Little Voltron.
You have time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And then the very, 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 very last thing, I promise. We do this with all of our guests. We have you make a friendship bracelet as fast as you can in 2 minutes while I give you rapid fire questions.
Oh my goodness.
And then at the end of the show, I'm going to take that bracelet and put it with the other ones that we've had people speed make, and we're making garland and we're connecting it. So we're going to hang it in the studio.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Awesome. So just as fast as you can while you're answering the questions. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. I'll do a little puppy paw.
Okay, go. What voice do you accidentally slip into most in real life, if at all?
Oh my goodness. It's for that character named Pumat Soul that I did in my stream for Critical Role. Seems to be a nice sort of Patrick Warburton adjacent vibe for, I don't know what I'm talking about, son.
Would you rather give an epic inspirational speech or give an evil monologue?
Oh man. Here's the thing. Evil monologues are more fun, but the inspirational speech to me is more my vibe. Like I want to inspire other people. So that feels a lot more me.
Yeah. Which character would you want to cosplay right now if you had some time?
Vincent Valentine, Final Fantasy VII. I've wanted to dress as him since I was in my old cosplay days, and now that I voice him, I feel like it's a necessary responsibility to bring it back.
Natural ones or natural 20s?
Oh, natural ones. Natural ones make for the best stories. Mistakes are the best.
Yes. What is one D&D house rule that you'll never get rid of?
Letting players describe their victories, the sharing of the narrative between the GM and the player, and empowering the players to take hold of their drama is so delightful.
That's a good one. Do you have a favorite piece of nerd memorabilia that you will keep forever?
A mask of a wonderful musician named Starcadian, who became a friend of mine before he passed. And he gave me his mask that he wears for performances the year beforehand that I keep in my office as a reminder.
Aww. Favorite show from childhood that you still love and occasionally watch?
Oh my goodness. Darkwing Duck.
Loves our queen too.
Hell yeah.
What is the most overrated fantasy trope?
Oh my goodness, that the woman needs saving.
Last question. What is your favorite movie franchise?
Oh my goodness. I have to give it to Lord of the Rings.
Yes, I love Lord of the Rings. That's my favorite too.
It's the go-to.
Beautiful. That is gorgeous.
It is.
I didn't know you were a Lord of the Rings fan. I'm sorry, to interrupt. I just got so excited. Yeah.
Oh, I did reports on Tolkien when I was in high school. I read the books repeatedly. My grandmother, my dad's side, gave me my first copies when I was 8 years old.
Really? Which one did you read first?
Oh, I read the trilogy before I read The Hobbit.
Before The Hobbit? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
And went back to it.
Because I feel like that sets the tone so much for how people experience Lord of the Rings is did you read The Fellowship first or did you read The Hobbit first?
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I've been such a fan. I remember going to see the first film in theaters and brought my mom with me because she knew how much it meant to me. And then watching the whole reveal of the Balrog and the Mines of Moria. And it looked like things I'd sketched in my sketchbook for so many years. And I remember just being so enthralled by it and didn't realize that I had stood up in the theater. I was so excited for it. And then I was like, oh, sorry, let me sit back down. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I fucking love Lord of the Rings.
That's so good. Oh my God. Did you see it when they came back in theaters? They just re-released it? You did? Yeah. Did you see everyone?
Oh yeah.
How cool is it? Peter Jackson with the little intros. It looks like he recorded them on his phone. And everything. It was so cute.
We just finally got to go to Hobbiton out in New Zealand on a trip. We were out there and went and did the whole experience in the Green Dragon Inn to get dinner. And me and my wife were just so emotional the whole time. That's very much our comfort films. If we're if we have a stressful period of time and we just need to just unwind while we're getting things done around the house, we'll just put on the extended trilogy and everything's right in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. that first 30 minutes of the first movie. Right? And then nobody's ever happy again.
Yeah, I know. The whole concerning Hobbits theme, I think, is just an immediate endorphin release.
It is, yes. Okay, were you one of those people that listened to the Howard Shore CD? They were CDs every night, going to bed.
Constantly. Constantly. I remember seeing when they first went to the Hollywood Bowl, do the whole Howard Shore Fellowship breakdown, and I was crying the whole time.
Of course.
Just unabashedly, just ugly crying in the audience.
Yeah. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. I've just had I'm the one that on Spotify where it's you're in the top 0.001% of people that's listened to Howard Shore. I'm it is just me listening to Howard Shore every night.
You are a person of quality. I admire that.
That's so awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm so excited. Well, like I said, I know you have to go. Thank you so much for coming in and making these. That's beautiful.
My pleasure. Yeah, it's been such a joy.
This is so much fun.
It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It was really nice to get to actually hang out with you.
Yeah.
Past just touching base occasionally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you'd like to own any of these bracelets made here today by Matt, head to the link in the description below. Every dollar goes to the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center. Thanks for watching. And remember, every bracelet has a story. Every story helps a cause. See you next time.